whose work is in our Loft Tea Gallery for this month, Peggy Keigley. Hi, Peggy. How are you?
Hi, La. How are you?
I am great, and we are so glad that you could join us today. I actually have a piece of Peggy's work behind me, and probably can't tell is it's so realistic it looks like a photo, but it's all fabric. This is an extraordinary example of modern quilting.
The beauty, I think, of fabric and sewing is people ask me, well, what do you do? Well, what I do is I paint. Only my paint is fabric and sewing. And the thing is with that was when you bring those two things together, it brings a little bit of a three-dimensional hint to it, and hence a little more intensity. What I did is I drew an outline of his ears, his head, his trunk, and where his tusks were. And then I said, okay, we're going to do the left ear. And then I went into my stash of like 4,000 fabrics. And I went to the gray zone and the beige, because there's a little beige and a little pink. And I pulled out about 40 pieces of different fabrics that would be able to blend all in that ear. So if you look at that, I think I ended up choosing about maybe 11 or 15 different grays. There's a couple of beiges. There's a couple of cream color fabrics, a little darker gray. So I just start cutting those into small pieces. This is one technique, but I cut them into like half-inch pieces, and I'm looking at the photo and I'm putting them on and I'm guided, and then I pin them on because I want to make, if I had to reevaluate and I just unpin them if it's not working. But it's just a lot like creating a painting. If you're working from a photo, that's what I'm doing, only my medium is fabric pieces, and I'm pinning them on and I'm going from there. It's very detailed. But you get in there with that sewing machine, and that's your paintbrush, and a very fine paintbrush at that, and you can really get those details to come alive. So I love this picture, really, and I love it because the elephant's eyes are very kind, and they're very intrigued about something.
What I find really compelling about the exhibition is the fact that when they are creatures, it really feels as though they are looking at you, that these creatures have a soul within them. Was that part of your intention, or was that simply what evolved when you were working on the projects?
No, that is exactly what I was hoping to achieve, because if you look at this elephant,
Wow. As I said, I look at it and it's extraordinary, and I know that our friends who are with us right now, it's almost hard to really appreciate this work in fabric. You have to be able to look at it and see it. And of course, we always make sure when we have modern quilting, textile exhibitions, because people inevitably want to touch them. It's just, there is something about fabric. It's the first thing we're wrapped in when we're babies. We just respond to it in a really visceral way. And so we're so thrilled to have this really incredible exhibit with these examples of modern quilting. Now, tell me a little bit. so much for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing more of your work. You're not going to be a stranger here at the Barco Island Center for the Arts. For my friends.